I hope all of you are healthy and hanging in there. I always start my storytelling workshops by telling a story. So here goes. So my story starts on Monday, March 9th, just 3 weeks ago. Feels like a lifetime away. My parents are in their 70s and live in New Rochelle, right in the middle of that now infamous coronavirus containment zone. News about New Rochelle spread as quickly as the virus itself. And so I heard from friends all over the world asking how my parents were doing. My parents are fine. Thanks for asking, I'd say. But they aren't actually in New Rochelle right now because at the time they were in one of the only places on earth that sounded even scarier than New Rochelle. My parents were on a cruise. Every day they texted lovely vacation photos while all hell was breaking loose here at home. Meantime, my sister and her family were at the other extreme completely, preparing for an apocalypse. They'd been stockpiling for weeks: toilet paper, Clorox wipes, pasta, canned soup. They bought a huge extra freezer and filled it up. So, parents on a cruise, sister preparing for an apocalypse, and then there was me not knowing how to feel, besides being really annoyed because that week a bunch of my in-person meetings started rescheduling. My son's college announces classes will be online for the next 2 weeks, but at that point he was still living on campus and my daughter was still going to school and my husband was still going to work. So all these delays felt really haphazard and I was feeling annoyed. By the following week, Monday, March 16th, everything is different. My son's campus shuts down and he moves home. My daughter's high school goes online. My husband is working from home. Everything on my work calendar is canceled. Every meeting, workshop, and conference. And some clients are reaching out to pause projects. At this point, my annoyance turns to sadness, disappointment, for my kids who were both having really great years socially and academically, for my husband and me who are celebrating a big birthday this year and have lots of fun things planned, for my business. I worked really hard in 2019 and I was on track for great things in 2020. A few nights in a row, I stay up in my home office till after 2 in the morning, reading up on coronavirus, and I keep looking at our investment accounts, watching them go down, down, down. I'm worried. Will we be okay? I don't feel like getting out of bed or changing out of my Cookie Monster pajamas. The next week, Monday, March 23rd, I know people sick with the virus now and others who have lost their jobs. My sadness and disappointment has turned to panic. I'm overwhelmed by two main thoughts. This is really bad, and what can I do to help? I spend hours and hours talking with people about their current situations and what they need most, and I find several ways I can help people right here from my home office. I teach a bunch of older adults how to do Zoom meetings so they'll feel more connected with all their friends and family. I turn all my existing meetings and workshops into virtual sessions and even schedule a few new ones with colleagues needing help recalibrating their brand stories. I launched a new video series called Stories at a Distance, documenting some of my conversations. I do an exercise class on Zoom, finally take a few walks around my neighborhood, and I even create a new area in our living room just for board games. I'm feeling productive, more like myself than I have in weeks. And at the start of this week, Monday, March 30th, I stopped trying to guess when this will end and start focusing on all that I'm grateful for. First off, and most importantly, the four of us are still healthy. We're getting better at co-working as a family, giving each other space, bickering a little less about who loaded the dishwasher wrong. We've played some fun board games. Bananagrams and Password have been a huge hit. And my positive energy has been, dare I say, contagious. My daughter cleaned her room. My son organized the kitchen pantry. My husband called his mother. Oh, and my parents are safe and sound, and they have great tans from their cruise, by the way. Usually, at the start of my storytelling workshops, I tell one of my old stories, one of my greatest hits that's polished and memorized and perfect. But for today, I wrote a new story because the story has changed and it's pushing all of us to renew our own story and our purpose. I have no idea how or when this story will end, but I'm okay with it. I'm at peace with the uncertainty and imperfection of my new story.